Tomorrow, when I wake up, I'm going to download the first raw thought that comes to my mind and that's connected to my most honest and emotional state for the day. I'm going to write that thought with this. That thought will then be written on that canvas. I'll take a walk, place this new piece of art in a public space somewhere randomly in the world. I'll photograph it and share it among social media to thousands of people in over 24 different time zones around the world. This process of art making is my daily ritual. During my time in Sydney, Australia, I have the chance to hang out and eat at cool restaurants with supporters that are now friends of mine. In Bangkok, Thailand, I have the privilege to hang out at cool coffee shops and discuss intersecting connections of culture amongst people that support my work who are now friends. Or how about my friends in Washington, D.C., which happen to take time out of their schedules to attend my meetups. But let me tell you something. Every morning before the post goes out, before 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am scared to death to hit the send button. At night, before I go to sleep, the pressure and the fear, it stacks against me for the next morning. Afraid that I might not be on or have anything of value to say for the next morning. This feeling of fear is a daily ritual too. You know how it goes. In the Black community, and especially as a young Black man, we're taught at a very young age to get up, suck it up, be tough, don't cry, and never discuss this crazy thing called mental health. But the truth is, I wanted to show and share my emotions all the time. But instead, I held it in. I let it all bottle up inside out of fear. The fear of asking for help to confront my issues. I turned to alcohol as my therapist at the age of 14. This cycle continued for 12 years or so. No outlet, untreated, nothing. 5 years ago, I decided to harness my fear, to turn my fear into a work of art. Now you see, I didn't want to attach any fancy mechanics to the idea. I just simply wanted to create a platform that allowed me to share perspectives that I believed in and hope that others could relate to some of them. I wanted to re-engineer the idea of what therapy had to look like by placing the most uncomfortable things about myself in public, hoping that it would inspire others to confront the things they've avoided too. You see, I had no idea where these posts would end up. I just constantly heard, get up, suck it up, be tough, don't cry, and never discuss this crazy thing called mental health, replaying in my head over and over again. The self-regulating introvert and curious extrovert who happens to be bipolar that lives inside of me has allowed me to become the artist that I never knew I could be. The social but antisocial, sober, and socially awkward guy I've evolved into has allowed me to create a voice that's able to create authentic connections around the world. My art found me, but I had to dig through years of playing the victim to receive it. But this is much bigger than me. What about the rest of the people in the world who are afraid to address their mental health issues? Who's going to speak to them? Who will speak up for them? My art wasn't created to satisfy the ROI of someone with bad intentions. My art was created as an emotional response to the world, hoping to connect with others brave enough to celebrate what makes them different. For the longest time, I thought you could only create art if you only had a fancy studio, tons of materials, and performances or galleries to showcase your work. But art is so much more. Art is the act of presenting your flaws with courage and honesty, and life works that way too. You see, we're all artists. We're all constantly working on a blank canvas, which happens to be life. The adventures of life grants us the hope to complete that canvas one day. My hope for the world is that we can all start confronting what's uncomfortable and make your fear your work of art. Thank you.